Good morning, every one of you, wherever you reside in the United States or anywhere else in this big world. Now, today's newsletter is titled Edward Snowden, Travis Walton, UFOs, ETs, and the US government. I'll tell you what, this newsletter today will definitely offer you some very, very interesting perspective and answers to some of the questions you may have, especially if you're trying to look for extraterrestrials, my friend. So, in the news today, Edward Snowden said the government isn't hiding aliens. Something I've told you since forever. Mostly because, again, extraterrestrials don't speak French, they don't speak English, they don't speak Arabic, they don't speak no human language. They only converse with some of us, the chosen one or the unlucky one, telepathically only. So, life is a constant process of endless changes, and no one can escape those changes. Back in 2015, Mr. Snowden claimed that aliens are trying to make contact with Earth right now. That was in 2015. Again, little does he knows, like much of the UFO researchers, that we humans are in constant psychical contact with various groups of extraterrestrials. Yep, probably heard of the reptilian mind. Remember the rules. Be objective. Don't get stuck into the detail. Don't miss the forest for the trees. It all comes down to two forces. Positive, negative, up and down, black and white, God, devil, yin and yang, two eyes, two arms, two legs, 2 feet. Remember, you are bombarded constantly, psychically, by the good extraterrestrials and the bad extraterrestrials. Once you have assimilated these facts, then we might be able to go a little bit further in understanding this UFO phenomenon. Sometimes I wonder why the media is not asking questions about UFOs and aliens, to those who have had experienced the phenomenon firsthand, or those who are legit and can answer some of their questions. Sad enough, all the people are flocking around a bunch of UFOs experts in their lectures to get the answer most of the time they do not have. Again, that doesn't take anything away from those researchers' fabulous, phenomenal, very, very educational and entertaining work. Remember that, okay? Not long ago, I was invited to speak at the UFO cruise on our way to Mexico, a phenomenal event, by the way. And during my slideshow presentation, again, I pointed again and again and again that ETs do not speak our language. I have to repeat myself so you really, really understand what I'm trying to say. Any and all groups of extraterrestrials, good and bad, use telepathy. This does not mean that they do not interfere with humans physically, but they have to use very, very specific uranic cosmic winds. And they abduct human beings for specific purpose to and/or support and promote their agenda. Now, during this lecture, I also mentioned to the attendants that I would prove my case with an extraterrestrial I channel named Draco. When he entered my life during a solar eclipse in 2012. But following the announcement, the reaction that I got was a mixture of astonishment and ridicule. Well, who's to blame them? Someone's going to prove the reality of extraterrestrial? What the hell is that lunatic? Yet, 2 days later, only a few chosen ones were allowed to witness the reality of Draco manifesting himself on one of the tables on that ship. You weren't not there. So you can only assume. Or you can be like, or any of those guys be astonished and ridicule me unless you see it happening. All right. Well, I got a few UFO conferences set up. So maybe you want to attend. But if you want to attend anything remotely connecting you with extraterrestrials, my friend, you better be aware of a few things. And I'm not going to elaborate anymore. All I can tell you is that if you're alone in a remote desertic or mountainous area and you see a UFO close by, stay clear. Unless you are invited or unless you are a chosen one, you may suffer an electrocution, like Travis Walton, or disappear if you're dealing with the nasty reptilians. Now, this is a serious, serious warning, my friend. You need to pay attention. So far, I think we have over 1,600 people that have been missing from our public land, and no trace of those people. Where are they? What happened to them? Well, some you find their body, they've been eaten by a bear or they commit suicide, but the majority, you don't know what the hell they're gone. Well, I know where they are. With the reptilians some places. You know what, my friend, the newsletter that I wrote today is critical. It's critical for you to take the time to read because, as I said, you might assimilate my information and my cosmic work better if you read. That's just the way you may be made. Your UCI may demand you to read and see and touch in order to assimilate better. You may not be audible and get the information just by listening to me. So, believe me, take the time to click on that link, read that newsletter from top to bottom, and you're going to learn things that only Dr. Turi can teach you. Now, in this newsletter, you will also see a very, very beautiful talisman, gold. It's a gold talisman. It's the head of a gray. And I was wondering why Draco wanted me to have the head of ETs, the head of one of those robotic entities, one of these dignified robots we call the gray. I was wondering about it, but there is no wondering. And he gave me some very specific uranic timing to do the process. So watch this beautiful talisman and know that wherever I go, wherever I have been, that ET, that talisman, the gold talisman's always been hanging around my head, around my neck. And unless you pay attention in my next conference, you will not see it. But I will wear it because I always do. I had it on the hip. I had it everywhere I went. Sometimes I wear it, sometimes I put it in my pocket. But, depending on what Draco wants me to do. So as of now, I'm supposed to have it constantly visible to the public. So there you go. Now, there is all sorts of information that I spoke about in my latest video and the latest Cosmic Code newsletter that is related to that video. And there I mentioned something involving that newsletter was titled, "Will President Trump Finish His Term? Astonishing Prediction Ahead." And there I give you a couple of samples in a quatrain that I wrote in reference to Hitler cursing his world. And then I put a little note of a mother that is warning all the white teen to stay clear from any groups, especially those who are related with white supremacy. But today we have another little omen that are going to prove to you that you have to pay attention to my vision. This one is about a Major League Baseball. It is actually saying that you will have another civil war if you impeach my president. That's to tell you, you got to pay attention. The reptilians are very, very powerful groups of entities that infect the human mind, the body, and the soul, and turn people into killers. Their logic, their rational is gone. Remember the rules. In the eternal battle between powerful emotion, and that's love, fear, jealousy, greed, whatever it is, and logic, emotions always win and you will lose. You can see this guy vibrates exactly like our president. He has a fear of an being invaded literally by foreign people. It doesn't mean it's right to have all these people from all over the world to come here and mess up everything in the United States. And that, as I said on the newsletter, we need Trump in France. But again, you got to remember my work is not politically oriented at all. My work is all about the spirit, explaining your president UCI, why he is the way he is as a Gemini, why he's very unlucky because of his dragon's tail in Sagittarius that regulate anything and everything that dwell with foreigners and foreign affairs, religion, the laws, and the pet world. That's why he doesn't have any pet. That's why he doesn't like pet. The tail of the dragon is there. Then he has his daughter to guide him. Excuse me. These are the people that are in charge of your destiny that can send your sons and daughters to die. They don't even know who the hell they are and how they respond to God's cosmic design. This is unbelievably dangerous. And as also mentioned in my newsletter yesterday, that the civilization of the future will be born with a different, more advanced spiritual UCI. And this generation will not elect a president because he has money or because daddy left him with a big chunk of money and he owns half of New York or God knows what, or because he's on a radio or a TV show. No, they are going to elect people because of their accomplishment, their education, and most of all, their stars. Because if you elect a president like Hitler, okay, or Trump, the reality is we are all forced to suffer his idiosyncrasy and we are forced to suffer his fate. That's why I'm telling you the next 2 years, you'll understand me a little bit better because that is just a little omen of things to come. I would rather give you good news, my friends. You need to be aware of what's going on and start to pay attention to God's cosmic design and Jesus' initial cosmic ministry, who speaks to us through the sign, something that I translate for you every day for free. Now, you want to know more? Well, put your hand on the 2020 Nostradamus Dragon forecast. Be curious. Don't assume anything. Read what's going to happen to you in 2020 and to the world. If I was right in 2019, that is, of course, if you got the ebook for 2019, then I should be right for the 2020. Yes? Use common sense. Delegating the UFO phenomenal world, is also very, very sensitive and very competitive environments. Sad reality, a lot of these UFO speakers never saw a UFO, let alone talking to an extraterrestrials. And they use their imagination, telling you that the moon is hollow, or the earth is flat, or the ET goes under the Antarctic. Jesus, yes, they're going there, but not for what the reason they think. And all is explained in my UFO slideshow. Well, you know what, my friend? I'm going to be going to San Diego very soon, and we're going to be doing a sky watch. And that UFO talisman, gold, very, very special, will act as a protection to make sure we do not remotely attract the reptilians, but attract the draconis. So I'm going to be doing my slideshow out there. I'm going to talk about Travis Walton, explain why he got electrocuted, all sorts of things that only Dr. Turi can do because I am the real thing. And it doesn't mean, one more time, that all my colleagues, all my UFO friends and researchers' work is bullshit. Excuse my French. No, I just have something different to offer. But again, if you want to delegate anything that involves curing cancer, how can I talk about it if I never had the disease? How can I talk about UFOs if I'd never had them in my face, or my head for that matter? So one more time, remember, extraterrestrials don't speak any languages. Okay, they use telepathy, and you are constantly bombarded every single day, even in your sleeping, dreamy state. You're bombarded by both the reptilians and the draconis. It's something that science, religion, or UFOs experts are not yet, informed of. But that's why I'm here. Maybe that's why God got me the cancer and stopped me for so long to be in the speaking engagement till I could heal and do some thinking, and then finally being blessed by Draco in 2012. I'm rekindling a career that I started in 1991 when I was first on the Outbound show. And then after that, I've been a regular on George, because Tom and George knows Dr. Turi is real. And I'm not saying this on an egocentric point of view and saying, yeah, I'm the best, follow me and drop everybody. All road leads to Rome. Every one of us has his piece of truth that makes the entire puzzle what it is. I just have something different to offer you. And unless you witness it, unless you listen to it, unless you engage me in the process, you can only assume. So for now, hey, one more time, thank you for listening. You like my work? Click, yeah, Dr. Turi, I like. And if you have any questions, oh, I was just about to forget. Oh, go back. The guy yesterday was asking me, Dr. Turi, can Gemini and Scorpio do well together, or is it got to be some chemistry? Well, there is no chemistry between Gemini and Scorpio. Scorpio is the underworld, the night, quiet, power. Well, Gemini is the butterfly. He's talking. He can't keep a secret. Look at Trump. He's a Gemini. Changes his mind every 2 seconds. It's unreliable. Is the messages of the God. He's supposed to pass on information. That's why Trump cannot stop. And he's a double. Double meaning Gemini, 2, 4, 6. He cannot have one hotel. He cannot have one golf course, and he cannot have one tweet. It's Gemini. Go to drturi.com and click on Gemini and read, or better yet, Google Donald Trump for president and then add the Dr. Turi. And then you're going to get his chart, and you can read the idiosyncrasy of your president. As far as Gemini is concerned, it's an air sign. It's all about communication, talking. Remember, Gemini means the messengers of the God will be put in a position of power by the Draconis, the good guy like George Norrie, Art Bell. They are Gemini. Okay, they're supposed to talk. They're supposed to communicate. This is how God wants them to shine, through their printed or spoken words. And I have a strong Gemini in me, obviously. If not, you wouldn't be listening to me, and I would have only one video, or one book, or one marriage. That's how it works. Okay, so while Scorpio is more, it's a fixed sign. Is under the water. Is private. Is totally night and day. But there are other areas of your chart that attract those signs. That's why a lot of Leos attract Scorpio, or vice versa. You're talking about the darkness of the underworld, evil world of Scorpio, which is the base of the reptilians in our solar system. And now you're talking about the sun, which is love and light, and the energy number one, the force number one used by the Draconis to replenish your soul, to regenerate your soul, to allow you to create, to be happy, to be decent, to be positive. It's all about a yin and yang, my friends. So to answer your question, my friend, and there is other area of your chart that can enunciate a form of karmic residue that you have to pay off or learn. And I can only do that if you just decide to invest in me. And then let me talk to you on Skype. Skype is a recording button, which means once you're done with me, you have to listen a few times, because I'm going to teach you everything about you, your strengths, your weaknesses, to point out your soul's purpose, your money, your thinking process, your domesticity, your love area, who you're going to attract, or who's going to be best for you to attract, your health, your work, your marriage, your past life residue, your higher learning area, your religious values. I can talk about codification of thought, your connection with foreigners, your career, the type of groups and friends you're going to attract to support your wishes, and most of all, where Draco reside, in the reptilians, in the depth of your subconscious. All right, so that's what it is. You're going to be facing me. You can't talk. You cannot interfere with the channeling. And you have all the time in the world to talk once I'm done. All right. So if you're interested, you go to drturi.com and click on Charanya's email, and she'll take care of you. All right, my good friend. One more time, be cautious. If you are a fervent researcher. If you want to connect with extraterrestrial, please read that newsletter, and most of all, share it to other people who, like you, could, or like Travis Walton for that matter, could suffer an accident. And again, luckily for him, he was dwelling with the good Draconis who took 5 days to put him back together. But it's not the same case with all these people that are disappearing in all over the place. So be cautious, read the newsletter and share it. Until then, my good friend, hey, make it a beautiful day. Love you guys. You like me? Click yes. You don't? Click yes. Don't. Goodbye. Make it a good day.